Right now, the Tesla Model S60 is the cheapest Tesla electric car you can buy. But if you want one, you need to act pretty quickly. Like Tesla Model S quickly. Hey everyone, it's Nikki Gordon-Bloomfield here from Transport Evolved. I hope you had a great weekend. I know I did. And we had some fun in the Toyota Prius Prime, which went back this morning back to Toyota. The car is all right. There's going to be a review coming later this week, fingers crossed. I do have about 0.5 terabytes worth of video footage to sift through, so bear with me. Hopefully we will have the review for you finished by the end of the week. Not too many negative thoughts about the car, other than obviously a limited 25 to 30 miles of real-world electric range, and a problem being able to fill the gas tank up. Yes, the Prius Prime yesterday when we went to the fuel station did not want to accept petrol. We tried multiple filling stations, and the same issue occurred at all three. Namely that the filling station people couldn't actually get petrol into the petrol tank of the Prius Prime. Something to do with the design? I kind of thought it was funny. Anyway, I want to talk to you today about the Tesla Model S60, which is currently the entry-level Tesla Model S. Now, priced at $68,000, it's the most affordable Tesla Model S you can buy brand new today. But on Friday, Tesla announced that it's going to retire the Tesla Model S60, and very shortly, the entry-level Tesla Model S is going to be the Tesla Model S75D. That means no more rear-wheel drive Tesla Model S's, at least brand new ones, and the smallest capacity battery pack that you will be able to get with your car is a 75 kilowatt hour battery pack. It also has the effect of pushing up the entry-level base price from $68,000 in the US to $74,500 in the US. This means that if you're in the market for a Tesla Model S and you don't have those extra few $1,000s, you could have just found yourself priced out of the market for a Tesla Model S. But there is at least some good news in the form that the Tesla Model 3 is just down the road. And based on what we've seen from the spy shots of prototype Tesla Model 3, they call them release candidates, driving around California, it does seem that Tesla's on time and on budget to produce that car starting September. But of course, there is an issue with this, because right now, if you want a Tesla Model S and you've got the cash, it's not a huge waiting time between ordering your car and having it delivered. Whereas if you want a Tesla Model 3, you already need to have a reservation for that car if you want any chance of getting it this year and possibly even next. So if you're in the market for a Tesla electric car and you'd thought about buying the Tesla Model S60, and now you've discovered that the 60 is no longer going to be made, you've got a choice. You can either spend the extra money and go from a $68,000 car to a $74,500 car, which might be okay for some people and not for others, or you can get a Tesla Model 3, but that means you're going to have to wait possibly a year, maybe more, to get that car. You can also choose to buy a certified pre-owned Tesla Model S, which means you might be able to afford, say, an 85, an early 85, for the same price as the outgoing Model S60 cost, or you're just going to have to end up buying a different car altogether. Now, Tesla has done this before. Tesla gradually retires battery models and previous specifications by kind of dropping them off the entry level. It used to be, way back when Tesla first started making Tesla Model S, the Tesla Model S40 was technically the entry-level Tesla, although it was never actually sold as such and only a few people actually ended up buying them. And in that case, Tesla actually built Tesla Model S60s and restricted, using software, the amount of battery capacity that the car could use to 40 kilowatt hours. Now, the same is true for the 60. The 60 was technically a Tesla Model S with a 75 kilowatt hour battery pack in, at least recently, that Tesla restricted to only use 60 kilowatt hours. Now, if you go back far enough in Tesla's history, Tesla did make a Tesla Model S with a 60 kilowatt hour battery pack that was a 60 kilowatt hour battery pack. not one that was software restricted like the current models. But Tesla's logic here does seem to make some sense. In its press release that it issued to announce this, Tesla basically said people aren't buying Tesla Model S60s. They're buying Tesla Model S60s and then realizing after a few weeks or months that they want to upgrade their car to a 75 kilowatt hour model. And because the battery is a 75 kilowatt hour battery pack that is made to look like a 60 kilowatt hour battery pack, you just pay a few $1,000s and Tesla flips a switch and suddenly your car can go further per charge. But very few people are buying a Tesla Model S60 and keeping it as a Tesla Model S60. Now that might be because they realize they want to upgrade. It might be because they go, oh, Tesla keeps bugging me via these on-screen alerts and offering me the chance to upgrade. Okay, off we go. Or it could be that people are not buying entry-level Tesla Model S because Tesla's sales and its whole way of doing business is to make you feel that you want the premium model, which is the same for every car company. You know, it's not just Tesla. If you go into a dealership and you look at an entry-level model, the dealership's job is to upsell you. And while Tesla doesn't have a traditional dealership, and it doesn't have a traditional dealership network, and it doesn't follow traditional dealership practices, and is very laid back when you walk into a Tesla showroom or a Tesla store and you look at the cars, Tesla is ultimately going to encourage you to upgrade to a higher end vehicle because it's within business sense to do so. The same if it was a computer, the same if it's a mobile phone. You walk in intending to buy the entry-level model, someone's going to try and convince you to buy the higher-end model. So what does this mean for Tesla Model S customers or prospective customers? Well, it does mean that if you are on the waiting list for a Tesla Model S60, maybe it's a good time to contact Tesla and go, hey, are you going to offer me any special deal to upgrade to the 75? They're probably going to say no. If you are thinking about buying a Tesla Model S60, then maybe you need to start saving pretty quickly because soon you're not going to be able to build that. You know, you might want to consider looking into other vehicles. Now, personally, if I was in this situation, I would start looking at certified pre-owned Teslas. There are 2014, 2015 model year Teslas now entering into the certified pre-owned program that would get you a car that's got autopilot enabled or autopilot ready and would have perhaps even a slightly bigger battery pack for probably the same amount of money that you would have spent on buying that entry-level Tesla Model S60. That is my advice right now. You'll get it sooner. Now, when it comes to autopilot, there are a few things that you might not be able to do if you buy a used Tesla Model S, say a 2014 or 2015 model year car with first generation autopilot hardware that you would be able to do had you been able to buy a brand new Tesla Model S with second generation autopilot hardware. So you've got to weigh that up. If you eventually want full level 5 autonomy, you're gonna have to go with a new Tesla Model S75 as your entry level car. You're gonna have to pay the extra money. But if not, if you just want basic autopilot functionality, go with an earlier pre-owned model. That makes sense to me. Now, there's one other thing that I want to discuss about this piece of news, which is very interesting. And that is that by lopping off the 60 from the Tesla Model S range, that Tesla is going to try and push people who are looking for that $65,000 car towards a high-end premium Tesla Model 3 than a low-end entry-level Tesla Model S. So it's where those two models cross over. I think it's entirely possible, and I think it will happen, that the entry-level Model S, which is now $74,500, will be less than the high-end premium, all the bells and whistles, biggest battery pack, most powerful motor Model 3. There will be that crossover. That's normal in automotive circles. It's normal for an automaker to offer a high-end model. I think also Tesla is trying very, very hard to set the Model S as a premium, only buy this if you have shed tons of money car. I know me saying that's going to upset a lot of people, but I think that's where Tesla wants the Model S to be. and the Model 3 is a much more approachable, affordable car. So what do you think of what I've just said? Am I talking out of my bottom? Am I being fair? Have I said something stupid? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Subscribe is the really important one, but I also welcome your comments and your likes. Keep it civil though. There's been lots of people calling each other bad names over the weekend on 10, and it's just, you know, it feels like I'm back in school being a teacher again, and that's not really my fondest memory of being a teacher, is watching kids having fights over something really not worth fighting about. So keep it nice, yeah? Don't forget to support us via Patreon if you want to help us get an office. We are in the process of looking at an office, but we need to push our Patreon donations just a little bit higher. And then we've got some really super exciting, super serial news that I cannot talk to you about yet, but I'm totally excited. And if it comes off, big things are going to happen to this network. And I will see you tomorrow for another Transport Evolved vlog. At some point, that review will come this week. But until then, I'm Nikki Gordon-Bloomfield. Enjoy the rest of your day and keep evolving.